Alright y'all, so check it out. We're getting the Cavalier ready to paint. All the rust removed. We sanded it down, primed it, and what I did was, after I primed it heavy with a heavy high build primer. Then I hit it with the DA from Harbor Freight. And yo, this thing is priceless, y'all. This thing is a beast. I was trying to sand this thing by hand with the 400 grit, and it was just taking forever. And then I put the 600 grit on that Harbor Freight DA, and it just smoothed this thing out like glass in no time flat. And what I did was, after I went over it with the 400 grit on the DA, or the 600 grit on the DA rather, I put some 400 grit just on a block, and then went over that. My thinking behind it was that even though the 600 grit on the DA is a higher grit, using the DA on it is more aggressive. So then by putting the 400 grit, but only doing that by hand, it actually smoothed it out. And then after I did that, I went over it again with the 1000 grit. And as y'all can see, this is pretty good, ready to go, ready to paint. The sides here, I only hit them with the DA so far. I still have to go over them by hand with the 400 and then the 1000 grit. Get them ready. But we're almost ready to go. The hood we're going to paint first. We're going to remove that, take it into the garage so that we can do that on our own, do that separate. And then we'll do the rest. I might do the trunk separate too, but then we'll do the rest of it. But I'm going to go ahead and hit this with the DA, and then hit it with, the hand sander to smooth it all out. And we'll cut y'all back and show you what it looked like after that. All right, peace. Okay, so the car was done, like I said, using the Harbor Freight $30 DA, 400 grit on the DA, and then done over by hand with 400 grit and then 500 grit by hand. The mirrors and the front and rear bumper were done with a maroon Scotch-Brite. It came out pretty good. A couple places I had to use 500 grit sandpaper, but for the most part, they came out good with the maroon Scotch-Brite. The car is pretty much all prepped and ready to go. I mean, I know the saying is, you can always repaint a car, but you only get one shot at doing the prep work. So this spot here, I may want to go over again just to make sure it's nice and smooth. But pretty much everything is ready to go. I got the paint. I ordered it from paintforcars.com. I'll show it to you. It was $189 for the whole two-stage kit. It came with the activator, 2 things of medium reducer, a gallon of the jet black paint, and a gallon of the clear coat. They also sent me some cups, some strainers, some brushes. That was all $189 plus like $40 shipping, so it was like $220 for everything. We'll be using the Harbor Freight purple gun that I got for $12, and I put a $2 filter on it and a $4 regulator, so I got it for less than the $25 that they want for the gun already set up like that. And I'll also be using my 29-gallon Harbor Freight compressor, which is normally like $400 and some. I got it open box return for I think $249 or something like that. But it was already sent to the Harbor Freight factory in California, completely gone over, and then shipped back to the store, and was in better than new condition because they'd already run the first oil cycle through it. So I removed the stock regulator on it and put in a a Menards filter regulator, and I use all of these Merlin high flow fittings. I put them on everything. I put them on the tank, I put them on all my hoses, and I even have them on all my tools. So hopefully that'll increase the CFMs that are available to the gun. But the gun says it only needs about 6 CFM at 40. I'm probably going to run it around 30, 32. So it should be more than enough. It's rated for continuous duty cycle, so it shouldn't be a problem keeping up with the gun. I also, here I'll tell you, I ordered in with the paint, I'm going to be mixing some black metallic flake that I bought online for like 20 bucks. And then I'll be spraying this Grape Soda pearl over top of that I got from KP Pigments. Got that on eBay also for like 20 bucks. I think one of them was like 10, one of them was 20, something like that. But it was 22 bucks for the pigment, for the pearl, and it was like 10 bucks for the flake. So that's the DA, guys. Normal price is 40 bucks. Actually, it's crazy because this weekend it went on sale for 30, but I got it with a 10% off coupon, plus I got a free tarp with it, so about $7 all in value that I knocked off of it. So I got it for like 33 bucks, in my mind. So, and that thing was absolutely invaluable. If I had to do that whole car by hand, it would have taken forever and it would have been no fun. That thing knocked it out in about 2-3 hours, or at least all the heavy lifting anyway. So I would definitely recommend getting hold of one of these. Like I said, I use the 600 grit hook and loop sanding pads that I ordered off of Amazon. I think I paid like 10 bucks or 12 bucks for them. So that's everything. The car is ready to go. It's going to be about 45, 50 degrees this weekend, so next weekend they're expecting it to be mid-60s, mid to high 60s, so I'll probably paint next weekend just to be safe, because I know the safe paint range is usually no less than 65 degrees, so in the meantime I do want to clean this up, because underneath the badge there was like a foam padding that was glued on here. And I tried to scrape it off and wound up gouging the plastic. So I'm going to go over this with my Dremel, try and flatten it out, because I'm going to custom paint this with the center part of the hood with the purple pearl. The rest of the car is just going to be either flat black or metallic black. I haven't decided yet. But the center part of the hood and the emblem are going to be with that purple pearl. I think that'll really pop out. So that's about all I got to show you. It's all prepped and ready to go. I may go over it a couple more times, just being anal retentive about it, because I want the prep work to be as good as possible. But other than that, I will get back to you when I start doing the hood. I'm going to start with the hood painting. So that'll be next weekend. I'm also going to paint some test panels that I bought. I bought some dollar pie tins down at the Dollar Tree. I'm going to paint some test panels, because I don't know if I want to do the metallic over the pearl over the metallic, or if I want to mix the pearl and the metallic together in an inner coat. So I'm going to try 3 different ways of doing it to see which produces the results that I like best. So maybe when I do those, I'll bring you back and show you what they look like. But all right, she's ready to go, and I will bring you back at the next stage.